Hello, it has been a while. I have not reviewed anything from CXC Beauty in a really long time. So I thought I would bust this out, and I believe I ended up busting this out because, what palette was I using? I can't remember what palette I was using, but there was some palette I had used, and I was having a, Superman moment in that I needed someone to save me. I don't remember what palette I was using, but whatever palette I was using just did not have the kapow and the pigment that I wanted. It just wasn't to the level of sparkly, and I didn't feel very nice wearing the makeup look that I was wearing at. So I thought I would go into my stash and see what I could pull out. This is one of the palettes that I pulled out, and I thought, oh, I could use this to top. So I laid it on my eyeshadow. I put a topper on my eyes, and it 100% saved the look for me. It absolutely saved the look for me. So I've been using this for a while now, and this is going to be, I think, probably one of the first times that I actually am going to swatch every shade of this palette, because I have never seen this palette on YouTube. I don't think anyone's ever reviewed it. I bought this palette when it first came out, and I think this came out maybe 2 years ago. So I've been holding on to this palette for a really, really long time. This is the DUOCHROME palette by CXC Beauty, and the reason why it is so colorful is because every shade in this palette is a duochrome or a multichrome. They are so pretty. You can see here the names on the back. This is a quite older palette, and even 2 years later, it's still good. So I think the original packaging was just a plastic, see-through slip-on cover. It was just a plastic see-through slip-on cover, so you could just boop, pull that off. I pulled it off, I threw it away, so I don't have that anymore. It doesn't come in any other sort of packaging. I think it was either that or it might have just been wrapped in plastic. I honestly can't remember because it's been so long. But this is a 9-pound palette. You can see here, right here in the corner, it says CXC Beauty. We're gonna open her up. There is a mirror in here. So that is in there, but let's see, because if this will lay flat, pretty much, more or less, right? It lays flat, but it also stands up if you would like. It'll go like that, or it can semi-lay flat. It's not going to completely lay flat, but these are the shades in this palette, and I hope the lighting will show the shift of the palettes. There are 9 shades in here, and they're all very wonderful. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about these shades. We'll swatch them here in a moment. Oh, do you know what it was? Girl, do you know what it was? I just remembered what it was. Okay. Spoiler alert, I've been using a Ace Beauty palette, and for my cousin's graduation, I was going to use that palette. And what ended up happening is I ran out of time. And based off the palette, I was like, girl, I do not have time to do an outer corner, a smoky eye. I don't have time. I just need to throw something on and go. So you know what I did? I put these 2 shades on. I threw on some eyeliner. I put my lashes on. Girl, we gotta go. It totally saved the day. That's what it was. I was just I don't have time to figure out how I want to apply everything. And it's a new formula, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. I've worked with but I've used CXC Beauty products before, and a lot of their eyeshadows are absolutely bomb.com. They're so good. They're very high quality. So I felt like I could trust CXC Beauty a lot more than this new Ace Beauty palette, because I have used Ace Beauty palettes in the past and not liked them. And since it was my cousin's graduation, I knew for a fact we were going to be taking so many photos. So I grabbed these 2 shades because I was wearing green. I was wearing a dress that had some green on it. I threw them on, and it worked. It saved the day. I was so happy. So let's start swatching. I'm going to swatch every shade in here. I think we'll start just from this corner and move to the right. This is the lightest shade in here. It is super, super light. I think my favorite was that green look that I ended up creating, but I also really like this. So we'll do some swatches here of every single shade. I hope you can see the reflect. So here we have the pink. It's a pink with a very light green kind of blue reflect. I think it's a little bit more green, but it's very subtle. This is the most subtle shade in this palette. And we have this one. Again, it's a very subtle kind of blue-green kind of shift. I'm sure there's a description somewhere. If I can find that, I'll pull it out, or pull it up, and I'll put it in my description down below. I thought, honestly, once I pulled this palette out again, after I had used, before I had used it, I mean, I was like, oh, this is probably going to be like a good secondary palette. I can't see myself only ever just taking this with me. But after my graduation emergency, and just being able to throw on 2 shades from this palette and go, I was like, I take that back. This is going to be a really great palette for those of us who need some pizzazz and the shades. And it's just so simple. I literally threw it on, put some eyeliner on, and I'm like, girl, we gotta go. We cannot miss this graduation. Let's go to the next ones. They feel really nice. They're not really dry, they're not super wet, they're not super crumbly. They feel like typical shimmers, but they're all duochromes. So we've got this like blue base with like aqua shimmer. We have a lighter blue. Oh, I did use this. I also used, I don't remember what look I did, but there was a look I needed to save, and I had to use this light blue. I wish I could remember what it was, but it's a light blue with a green shimmer. A lot of green shift in this, which I personally don't mind because I love green. And then we have this green with kind of like a black base, but green shift. And the last 3 shades that we have here. Whoa, 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 whoa. I feel like those might be the 3 most intense. That is so, 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 so intense. Wow. Okay, the green next to the green. Yeah, look at that. Girl, this is my look. This is the look that I created. These 2 shades absolutely worked very well with each other, played so well off each other. I blended them out, perfect, no problems. Look at that. It almost reminds me of the Scooby-Doo palette that I love so much. Like, these are really, really good quality duochromes. And at the time when I bought them, I think they were, it was $40 or something like that for this palette just of duochromes. I think, so I always hear how expensive duochromes are from brands. So to be able to provide 9 duochromes for $40 seems quite fair to me. Like, I don't know, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not a, I'm not a makeup creator in that way, how much these usually cost, but everyone's always talking about, when they own their business, how expensive these are. And this is definitely like a gift palette. I don't know if it's for everyone, but this is very special. This is definitely something I feel has been missing, and it sucks that I don't think I've ever seen anyone review this. So I'm happy to review it. I absolutely recommend it if it catches your eye. I personally haven't seen it back on the website in a while. I really hope that they bring it back, and I hope they bring another version eventually with other different duochromes. But this is a really pretty, this is summer. This is a good spring to summer little palette to have with you. Either a very put it on and go, or a companion to another palette. But I'm really happy with what I bought. This is really, really nice. I absolutely recommend this little palette. I love this. I'm happy to have used another CXC beauty palette. It's been a while, but I would love to know what your thoughts are down below. If I can find any more information about this palette, I'll put it down below. But otherwise, y'all have a great day.